Hey there guys, and welcome back to another video, and today it's going to be another species profile video because outside, today it's actually 22 degrees. In the morning, the real feel was 3. And to think, only the other day it was 60 degrees, which I'm very sad about because I can't wait for the warmer weather so that I can get back out there herping. And every day I've been driving past this lake or pond in the woods that I know of close by, waiting to hear the first spring peeper. When I do, I'll make sure you guys are the first to know. But anyhow, let's start getting into this video, and today, species profile of the marbled salamander. The marbled salamander, Latini Abistoma opatum, and I'm going to tell you guys all about this really cool species. So hopping right into the first category of size and appearance. Now the size of the salamander is not that big, but it's also not that small. They reach a max size between 3.5 and 4.25 inches. So there are salamanders that'll get bigger, there are some that get smaller, so this stays right around that middle range. But now let's get into the appearance, which I think is really cool. So these salamanders are actually sexually dimorphic, which is not that common in salamanders. But for all of them, males, females, and juveniles, they will have a dull black body with crossbands across the body. Now let's get into the sexually dimorphic part. So let's start with the young. Juveniles will have that black body, but instead of the full-blown crossbands, there'll be light speckles of white or gray. But as they get older, they will start developing these bands. Now this is where you can tell the difference between a male and a female. As adults, males will have white cross bands, which is cool because they are very white. It's a black body with white stripes, almost like a zebra, but doesn't look like a zebra, just has the same colors. Females, on the other hand, instead of those white cross bands, they'll actually be gray. So that's how you can tell the difference between a male and a female, because a female will have a lot grayer of bands, while males will have a bright white. Here I have a picture of a male versus female marbled salamander. Alright, let's hop into the next category. Now, because it's a salamander, let's start talking about the eggs and the breeding. So, these guys lay 30 to 100 eggs inland in a depression in the earth. And when the depression is filled with water, these eggs will hatch. But what's really cool is the fact that these eggs, if they're laid late in the season, they can actually overwinter in the egg. So they will know, oh, there's not enough water, so I'm going to stay in the egg, wait till the winter springs, and then I'll hatch. But once they hatch, they take 2 months to fully metamorphosize from egg to larval to adults, when they'll leave the water, lose their gills, and start walking on land. A habitat. So these guys in New Jersey are found across the entire state, which is a pretty large area to cover. But they're not that common. They're found in moist woodlands or sandy areas of hillsides. Now these guys, you won't find them out walking that often, especially not during the day. But on cool nights, on cool rainy nights to be specific, you might find them crossing the road or crossing the path. But the best way to find these guys is actually to flip, which I'll give you guys tips on that in the next category. Let's start talking about the number I found and a few tips. So I actually haven't found any, but I've been looking for them for a little bit. But I do have a few tips because they're very similar in their habits to other salamanders. So what you want to do is you want to look under moist logs or rocks or whatever cover is on the ground, and they'll have to be hiding under that during the day because these species, as I said, are nocturnal. But if you want to see them out and about, go out for a hike on a rainy night, or go road cruising on a rainy night, and then you might see or two crossing the road. But rain's not the only thing that you need. It also needs to be kind of cool, because salamanders, they don't like getting that warm. So if it's a hot rainy night, you're probably not going to find them. But if it's a nice, cool, crisp rainy night, you'll probably see a few of them crossing the path and whatnot. But a cool thing about this that I forgot to mention in their eggs and breeding is that they actually breed in autumn. So that's why they often will overwinter in their egg phase before they hatch and then eventually metamorphosize in the spring. So the best time to look for these guys crossing the paths and the roads as they travel to areas where to lay their eggs are on cool, rainy autumn nights. So now let's start talking about a few interesting facts. So these guys are one of the few species of salamanders that actually lay their eggs in autumn. A lot of other species will have their breeding season in the spring, in the vernal pools, because they know go in there, lay their eggs, and they're quick metamorphosized before those vernal pools dry up. But these guys do the opposite. They go in autumn, overwinter, and then when rain comes, they fill those holes that they left. So they get an advantage of all those other species because they hatch before those. Another interesting fact is that they actually have poison glands on their tail. So that's why they have this bright white on black coloring to deter predators by saying, ooh, it's bright colored, it might be dangerous, which it is poisonous. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be another herping video, and it won't be a fail like last week's.